Okay, let's move on to 12-2. So now we know how much their total earnings are, but now we have to compute the different taxes. Okay, for federal taxes, we use tax tables, and they are part of the material that I've given you in Google Classroom. I've downloaded them right here so you can see what they look like. One is for married people, semi-monthly payroll, and that's all that you're going to be getting here. So these tax tables would be good for the work together and the guided practice. And these are for single people, semi-monthly pay period. So that's going to be the two that you will work with for federal taxes. Okay. Now, for Social Security, you have 6.2%, and Medicare 1.45%. 1.45% of what, you may ask? Well, their total earnings, of course. So let's look at all the great taxes that we get to take out of these paychecks. Now that you'll understand when you get your paycheck why it looks like it does. All right, our first person is married and he has 2 allowances. That means that he's married and one for him and one for his wife. If you have kids, each one of those would be an exemption. Okay, so 2 exemptions. So we're going to pull up our married persons, and I've already highlighted things to make things easy for you. I know it's kind of blurry, but look at they say if the payroll is at least this much, but less than. So if you look at this first amount, if that person made exactly $1,000, you don't use this one, you use the next one because it has to be less than this amount. Okay, that's real important when you're looking these things up. All right, so John Clausen made $1,360 and has 2 allowances. So we come over here until we can find $1,360. Well, there it is, but it has to be less than $1,360. He made $1,360, so we have to go to this line, and if you follow it across to 2 exemptions, okay, there's the 2 column, you come up with $52. All right, so that's going to be our first one. $52. For our next one, you have to be very careful with your rounding here. Please be very careful with the rounding. You have $1,360. You multiply it by 6.2%, and you get $84.32. That one's easy. There's no rounding or anything, but you're going to have to be real careful. This is where the largest amount of people make the biggest mistakes. All right, for your Medicare, $1,360. Multiply that by 1.45%, and you get $19.72. Okay? All right, so we're going to go to Janice Edison. She's single. She only has 1 allowance, and she made $980. Okay, we're going to pull up the tax table. These are single. Okay, $980 is right here. Okay, she only had 1 exemption, so $79 is going to be her federal tax. Okay, then you take her $980, multiply that by 6.2% to get her for Social Security, and that's $60.76. Again, take her $980, multiply that by 1.45%, and you get $14.21. All right, Terry Lambert is married, has 3 allowances, or exemptions and made $1,510. Let's come over here, pull up married. Here's $1,510. We follow it across to 3 exemptions and $50. Like I said, I pre-highlighted this to make it easier during guided practice, but it's not going to be that way when you do your own. You're going to have to follow it across yourself. Okay? $50. Multiply 1510 times 6.2%. You get $93.62. Medicare, you take 1510, multiply it by 1.45%. Just be careful with your multiplications. All right, last one. Anthony, he's single, 2 allowances. And he made $1,125. So we come down here, $1,125 is here. We follow it across to 2 exemptions and we get $77. $77 is federal. We take his $1,125, multiply it by 6.2%, and we get $69.75. We come over here, we take his $1,125 and multiply it by 1.45%, and we end up getting 16.3125. We got to round it. We're talking about money. $16.31. All right. Let's check our answer. We got it all right. And that concludes this one.